It was fun making those retirement videos that we've just done on YouTube.
Yes, it was. And you know what? We had some really great comments from people, didn't we?
It did, and it brought up a lot of other topics which we hadn't considered
That's true.
covering.
Yes.
And so it made us think a little bit more about our retirement, about the time leading up to it. And you came up with a really good idea.
Yes, which I thought we should talk about retirement myths.
And there are plenty of those going around.
Yeah.
So what was the first one that you came up with? The biggie, the number one myth that we grew up hearing all the time?
Was, do you need $1 million?
Well, it would be pretty good if we had $1 million.
It would.
Do you need $1 million to retire comfortably? And the answer is
No.
we're living proof.
Or you could say, do we have $1 million, Norm?
Well, don't think so.
And we're managing just great.
So where did that myth come around from?
I think it's something that we grew up with it, didn't we?
There was this whole Freedom 55 thing. There was mutual funds being advertised by banks
Everywhere
and
you
financial
looked.
institutions. And of course they wanted your money. They wanted your money to put into their investments so then they could make money. And this $1 million thing seemed to be something that kept people saving. And really, when we started breaking down our finances in retirement, you don't need $1 million.
No, you don't.
We think people are forgetting because there's fear-mongering around government pensions as to whether they will be there for when you retire. That's a crystal ball that nobody can tell. But at the moment, we're seeing that the average government pension, certainly in Canada, can be somewhere around $1,000.
From the government.
Yeah. We actually get 3 levels of pension in Canada. But if you just take $1,000, for example, how much capital do you think you would need to generate $1,000 a month or $12,000 a year?
You would actually need a lot of money, and
I thought you were going to get your calculator out, Teen.
with the help of a previous calculator, you would need really around 300,000 at 4%. That would give you 12,000 a year.
So that's kind of the 4% of FIRE, which we were discussing previously. So 4% rule on capital, you've got 300,000 would give you your 1,000. Well, the government's going to give you that.
The government's going to, and because the government is giving that to you, you don't need to have that 300,000 extra. So
if you take the myth of $1 million, you can instantly knock somewhere around 300,000 off. So now you're down to 700,000.
Which is pretty substantial. Yes, you do need money. You do need an amount. In our case, we sold our house to get an amount. You do need an amount, but you don't by any means need the $1 million that everybody thinks they need.
Because the other thing is, when you do retire, you stop buying work clothes.
That's true.
You stop driving miles to get to your job.
Yeah, and you don't have all the lunches and coffees and all the ongoing expenditure.
So your income naturally drops.
Yeah.
And so basically this whole $1 million thing was more of an advertising marketing campaign for financial institutions.
But it was a pretty good myth though, wasn't it?
It was. So we've myth busted that one.
That one, yeah, we've knocked that for 6. Yes.
So what was number 2, Teen?
Number 2 is it's a biggie too, and that is nearly everybody thinks you have to retire at 65, that you have to wait till you're 65. And in the case of Canada, that's when the CPP, you're entitled to get that. But we have another hidden little talent on that, don't we?
Well, the proviso with this retiring at 65, that's how it's been for all our life and our parents' life. But unfortunately, our children and people who are 1 year younger than Tina,
me, I just scraped in.
will have to go to 67.
I know,
and
which is a shame.
That's
isn't it?
already like that in the UK. But we do have CPP in Canada, which is what you contribute from your paycheck to the
Yes.
government, and your employer kicks in a little bit as well. So that's the Canada Pension Plan. It's almost mandatory for employees to pay into that.
But the beauty is that in Canada, we can draw that at 60,
That is phenomenal.
which is so huge. So that's why we're saying, no, it's a big myth. You don't have to wait till you're 65 to retire, because you can actually claim it at 60, and that is huge.
It really is, and people in the US can claim that as well.
well.
Now, it means that in your lifetime you're going to get less money than if you waited to 65.
Right.
But the break-even point between waiting and not waiting, you would have to draw it for quite a few years. And we being a baby boom generation, thought to ourselves, there's absolutely no guarantee we're going to get to our parents' age.
No, and they kind of lived till they were 90s, but
We're the biggest baby boom population bulge that really people have experimented on with the packaged food industry. And anyway, don't get us started on that one, Tina.
no. But another important thing to do with that is there are other things that you can get. You can get income, dividend income from stocks and things like that. That can help as well.
It will. And the other thing that we were aware on, touching back to that population boom, is health will run out eventually. And for some unfortunate people, health runs out before 60. And
that's true.
And there are chronic illnesses and diseases which do affect your mobility and your ability to enjoy life. So we decided to retire at 55 because we were healthy, and we'd seen some older friends of ours who
Sort of had more health issues, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they were kind of waiting longer to retire, and we thought we didn't want that to happen.
Not
did
at
we?
all. So we decided retire at 55. We funded our own retirement. We got to 60. We've both drawn the CPP payment, which has helped.
Which is great.
And with dividend income, it's working. It's no big deal. So the other thing is, myth number 3, retirement and
Life stops.
oh no.
This is such a big thing that when people are still working, and even though lots of people enjoy their jobs, like I enjoyed my job, you did until a certain point.
I enjoyed my job until it stopped being fun.
Right. But
And then I retired.
But even people who they still think they enjoy doing their job, they do. And they have this big fear. They think, oh, you know, when I retire, I don't want to retire because life is going to stop.
Well, it's a loss of identity. You know, if you're a butcher, that's what defines you. Somebody says, what do you do for a living? I'm a butcher. But when you retire, you're kind of stripped away from that sort of mask to wear, if you like. So we found that we're busier in retirement than we've ever been.
We kind of looked at it of like turning the page and a complete new chapter in our life, didn't we? It was almost like a rebirth of things.
It really was.
That we have now started doing things for ourselves instead of for an employer, haven't we?
It's like a second childhood, but with money and no age restrictions.
And so, you know, as most of you know, we've been down here now for 5 years. We've done we travel, we swim, we walk, we do YouTubing,
We do. Photography.
Yeah.
There's volunteering.
There's so much that people can do.
You can do a side hustle. It doesn't mean to say you're working.
No.
We have stock photography and stock video, which is our side hustle, and it's been great for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Not so much at the moment with the COVID crisis and restricted advertising spends.
That's true.
But we are keeping fit. We go for walks.
Yeah.
We're planning travel
We
for the
are.
future.
Yeah, and we're having to look at travel in a different way, aren't we? With all travel restrictions and things.
We are, and we're starting to love our own province even more. And we've been traveling throughout Ontario, which is an absolutely massive province.
In fact, sometimes I think we're so busy, I wonder how we manage to go to work and do all this stuff.
Well,
It's like,
I know. And we,
It's like-
and we wake up early in the morning as well to get everything
yeah, because
done.
we have so much to do. And then, of course, we've got to get it all done by happy hour at 4 o'clock.
Absolutely, every day. That B time's calling.
So we want everybody to really know that retirement is great. And
It's not to be feared.
No, and you look at it as if it's a totally new thing in your life.
It really is a
Don't
challenge.
be scared of it. It is great, isn't it?
And retirement is different for everybody. You don't have to travel like we have.
No.
You could volunteer. You could do things in your community.
Yeah,
you
lots
could
of
learn new
people.
skills.
Absolutely. A lot of people go back to school, do online courses, do all sorts of things, don't they?
And I think we only had 3 retirement myths, but maybe we'll give a bonus. Here's number 4, thinking on the fly. That you can still save. You can still
yes.
invest money.
Yeah.
You can still, if you have surplus income, then invest it. You're not just spending money.
No.
You can be making it as well in retirement.
And actually, then you can take advantage of all the things like senior days and all this and cheaper travel for, well, when the trains are running, cheap rail travel, senior
lots
days,
of stores
all,
in Canada
all
give
sorts
senior
of things.
discounts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, because...
But they do. Well, I guess they do
I know.
it to encourage.
And we will take advantage of it as well when we can remember what day it is, because they're all different.
Yeah, and at the moment with this coronavirus, everything's blurring, isn't it? We
It
almost don't know one day of the week from the weekend, do we?
Well, the only time we know it's Saturday is because we post a YouTube video.
So that gives us, yeah. So we sort of have
And
to get a little bit
you
focused.
have no idea the pressure we're under on a Friday to produce a video.
So here we are on Friday again.
Yeah, but we've got to wrap it up because it's
it's getting near. Oh, it's near happy hour time.
we could stretch it another 10 minutes. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
As usual, we really appreciate your support.
Absolutely. And thanks to all the new subscribers that are coming along. It's
just
great.
fantastic.
And all the comments that we get, and we do appreciate it, don't we?
We're so honoured by everybody who watches our videos, and we'd just like to say goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye and stay safe and keep well.
Will do.